Brett, today what we're going to kind of go over and talk about is, really, because I think a lot of, especially like service businesses for sure, in my experiences, they don't really understand the power of like why educating is really important and how they can do that through content. How that ultimately positions them as the authority in their space, right? Mm-hmm. And then just really what the long-term benefits of giving before you ask anybody to do something, right? Through content. So that's kind of what we're going to kind of touch on today. But, when I first started, even before I was a student over at Master Filmmaker, right? Like, when I quit my job because I got COVID and the kind of whole thing happened, right? Mm-hmm. I started a YouTube channel, right? Mm-hmm. And I think as creatives, we attach ourselves to what we know, right? So I was really doing stuff about like gear and like, this is how to make videos and this, that, and the other, right? Which ultimately really only attracted other people that wanted to do the same thing, which I don't think most businesses out there actually really want to do it themselves. They may want to build a team or something in the future, but when they first start, I haven't really seen somebody that wants to like learn how to do it themselves. They'd rather just pay somebody to be able to do it. Yeah. But what I started first doing when I started making content for business owners was a lot of educational content. I don't know what particularly you've done with the clients that you've worked with before, but and again, this is the reason why I started this podcast, is because I really want to educate people out there on how to use these tools the most effective way possible. Yeah. But talk to me a little bit about your experience with educational content, whether it's been from you've done it for people or from a consumer lens, because I know that that's the kind of content that I love.
Yeah, me
right?
too.
I love to learn.
Yeah, it's the kind of content I love too. And we must be on the same wavelength, because that's where my head's been at lately, is like just fully wanting to dive in to making educational content, because I feel like it doesn't just build trust with your audience, but it also like it kind of educates them. It increases their engagement. It differentiates you from other competition in the area. It builds loyalty. I mean, it just does so many great things from many different facets. And I think it's just one of those, like, man, it is low hanging fruit,
No, yeah, no, I totally. It's because what do most of them do, right? If most businesses, like, again, I'm going to always reference service businesses, right? Because that's kind of who, I don't really care what your service is. If you provide a service, I know that I can help you through variable types of content. But most service businesses, when they think, oh, I have to make content to like, because I'm being kind of forced into it. I said this in a workshop that I was at yesterday. But why do they feel like they're being forced into making it? Well, it's because your market wants it. But most of them, they get up and they say, this is who I am and this is what I do. And if you want it, come and get it, which that might work here and there. But when I see that like every single video is just that, it gets really boring really quickly.
Yeah.
Right. And then they wonder why it doesn't work. And then they stop doing it. And then, they stop putting the investment into it. Yep. And that's just what I've seen about the ultimate downfall of why people think that like content can't or doesn't work for them.